Welcome to a scenario where civilization started over, episode 11. So let's get right into it. So I updated the religion layer. But I'm not gonna show that. So the first thing we're going to look at is exploration into the British Isles by this Benelux French nation and the Danish as they fully explore the British Isles and they start to divide them between themselves as this division will make the Danish and the Benelux great allies as relations between the two countries are improving with more of the British Isles being explored. And we're also going to see a large amount of people coming to Africa as a lot of explorers from both the Arabian nations, this colony. These are the only two nations in Africa, as Africa will start being explored much more, mostly in the coast, as the coast is the area that most of them are focusing on, as they will fully explore the coast. Not all the coast, as they will also come up with these two lakes. I don't know what the other lake's called, but they won't find Lake Victoria. So we're going to see a large amount of new nations form up. So I'll be back. I'm going to draw those nations and be right back. So these are the new nations. This nation will expand their colony. And there will be a Carthage nation. Egypt was there for a long time. A Somalian nation. Okay, I'm gonna give this nation this part of Egypt. This is the only part of another nation that I'm going to give a Djibouti nation. This is what I'll call this nation, because there's a lot of Somalian nations and a lot of people's whiskers. So those are the nations that are going to pop up. They're not yet that advanced to have capitals, so we might see them, except for Carthage. Carthage is one of the nations that was preparing their creation for a very long time. They were excited about their creation because Carthage's capital is going to be here, because Carthage was a country that a lot of people were thinking about but didn't bother thinking of creating. So these are the first actual people to create them. So we're going to see some more exploration into Scandinavia by the Danish, this is their only, other than England, taste of colonization, as they explore all the way close to the coast of Finland, and Finland will explore more of Russia in this area, as they will explore almost half of the Finnish land. I know it's cold, and so this Belarusian nation, I think, will start exploring more of the Russian lands, as they will explore so far that they actually are the first one, despite the Finnish, to reach the Arctic Sea, as this is a great milestone for most of the nations, as they now also create a pathway of entrance between the two continents. So we're going to see expansion and maybe new nations. I really don't know. So now we're going to see expansion. So the first country that will expand is Belarus, which I'll call this country, as it expands a large amount, encompassing almost a quarter of the Russian mainland, as they even expand into Finland. I forgot to write that. Let me just rub this. Let me just rub this second line here. So this country will expand this much, becoming the biggest country in Europe, but not the biggest country in the world or history, because we've had bigger nations like the Chinese Empire. Even this country is most likely bigger than this country. So we're going to see this country right here, Finland, expand more to the north, as they will become a very big nation. And Denmark is also going to expand their colony, which is thinking of independence. So another nation that will expand is this nation right here, which I don't know what to call because it's in the middle of the Caucasus, and this area is mostly occupied by Russia. I don't know if there's a Russian province in this area, but I'll search it up and find the name. So I'll call this country the Dark Sign Team for now, as they will expand so far that they reach this whole area. As that's a very large area. So Caspia will expand more to the north, as this is how far they expand. I don't know why I drew it with this country's color. So under the concept of new nations, we're going to see a couple of new nations. This is not the same color. Yeah, this is just this is definitely not the same color. So we're going to see a new nation claim independence in the northern area of Russia, as this nation was... I accidentally colored this country the color of this nation. So this nation's history is it's a tribe from all the way this area. This tribe started in this area. They explored this whole area, but it doesn't count as the world exploring it because it was just a tribe that explored that area. And if a tribe explores it, it doesn't count. So this tribe explored this whole area right here, went up here, and then when the Russians finally claimed this, not the Russians, the Belarusians claimed land, they ended up finally becoming a nation, as they will still focus on their tribal sense. They are ruled by a chief, technically. So since they are ruled by a chief, not a king or anything like that, let me just put down its capital. This is the only nation that's gonna stand in this area for now, because as their capital will be right in the North Sea, this area. I don't know how there's people living in that area, because in real life that area is barren, because this giant sea is a cold sea. So now we're going to see a war. This nation is targeting to capture all of Anatolia. So we're going to see this nation declare war on the blue Anatolian country, as this country is now one of the strongest countries in the world. They're very strong. This nation will start an invasion, as this country is not that strong, as it gained independence a few years ago, as they will capture this major city and start moving on the coastline, as they fully capture the capital, and their goal of owning all of Anatolia is set. So let's look at this peace treaty. So now what we're going to look at is the power rankings of the world, because the world is now big enough to have power rankings. So now we're going to look at power rankings. I'm going to do these power rankings off camera because power rankings on a phone, it's hard to do. So I'll be back. So these are the power rankings. The first strongest is Persia, then Persia is this green nation, then Benelux, which is this nation, the only nation with a colony, by the way. Then the third is Korea, which is this nation that greatly collapsed, but it's still very strong. Then the fourth strongest is Anatolia, which is this nation. Then the fifth strongest is India, which is this nation. Then the sixth strongest is the Italian Empire, which is this nation. Then the seventh strongest is Caspia, which is this nation. And then the eighth strongest is Denmark, with where they get their assets are their colonies. Then the ninth strongest is Iberia, which is this big nation, with the only nation with the African colony, by the way. And the 10th strongest is Egypt, which that might be so for long. So let's turn off the power rankings. And right now we're going to see this nation go and see that this nation is very weak. So we're going to see this nation partner up with the country of Greece to jump this nation as they start moving from the north, going down into both countries. As Greece taking this chance to get some land, will start moving, capturing the capital, and this as they divide this area, as they divide their occupation zones. So let's look at this peace. So this is the peace treaty. The Greeks will take the northern area, and not the northern area, the southern area. This nation takes this area, and as you can see, the Greeks have occupied this nation, and they're right now putting a different government to this country right here, a Greek aligned government. So we're going to see the Italians and Greeks cooperate, as the Italians will give the Greeks this province right here, as the Greeks end up seeing that this province, as this is cooperation, because the Greeks and the Italians were the first European nations. The Greeks were the first official European nation, as they came, I think, from this area and moved all the way up to this area. They were an explorer group, that's why they expanded so far. And the Italians were a breakaway from the Greeks, so that's why they cooperate. The Italians got given a large sum of money to make this fair. So the last thing we're going to see in this video is a war, as these two nations right here have been not cooperating, because this country is a breakaway of, I think, this nation, and this nation also, because this country, I think, it's a whole other religion, I think. Yes, light pink. So I think that's why they broke away from. I think that's the reason they're breaking away. This country has officially surpassed this country in power. So, what we're going to see happening is that this country is going to officially declare war on this country. As this country will start moving their troops, as they have experience in war. This country, I don't think, has any experience, as they capture a major city and start moving on the most populated areas, which is this area. The metropolitan areas of this area. I don't know how there's a major city in the Himalayan mountains. I think that was just me being unrealistic. So what we're gonna see is that this nation, as this country won't just let themselves be beaten up. They will push back, mostly trying to protect their capital, as half of the southern nation is taken away, and they're mostly left to this sea right here, as a major city on the eastern area is fully taken, and this country will decide to give peace to this nation, technically surrendering. So let's look at this peace. So this is the peace treaty. This country has grown so far. This country is really badly damaged, as they lose one major city and another, as they still keep their capital but badly damaged. So I would really recommend expanding. So that's the other than this country expanding a little bit. So that will be the end of this video. Thank you for watching. It was fun to make. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy this video, please like and subscribe. It would really help, and goodbye.